Hi everyone, I'm Rosie,
And I'm Carl.
and this is
Flying
Flying Fluskey.
And we can ride, you and me together. And we can ride, you and me forever.
Welcome to Glasgow.
Oh, there's a plane.
Glasgow Airport, more specifically.
Yeah, we're in a hotel just by Glasgow Airport, and I immediately got distracted by a plane taking off.
Squirrel.
We are very excited because this morning we are going to take a flight to New York. But it's not just any flight. We are taking the inaugural Global Airlines flight.
You might not have heard of Global Airlines, and that is because it is so squeaky shiny new that this is the first customer flight that anyone can buy.
Yeah.
There are two flights that are currently listed. This Glasgow to New York and back, and then in a few days Manchester to New York and back.
Very conveniently for us, it was on a day when we were planning to fly to New York anyway.
Kismet. Today we're going to be flying on an A380, which is one of two that Global Airlines owns, but it's the only one that's going to be doing these two routes. We have flown on an A380 before, but how many years ago was that now?
I think, was it 2017? We'd flown on it twice before the A380.
Oh, I forgot about
The world's biggest passenger plane. Our original flight was in 2010 back from Singapore, and then we flew with Emirates back in 2017 back from Dubai to London. We loved it when we've flown it before. I'm very excited to get on it again.
I'm really intrigued to see how the interiors have been redesigned. I know there was plans to do like a big major overhaul to the interior, but for now they've just kind of done a bit of a fixer-upper on it. This plane used to belong to China Southern. Did you say it was 12 years old?
Yeah, I think it's about 12 years old now.
So I think economy's mostly just been kind of reupholstered, and the decals have been changed. But the is it business and first, they've had some fun extras. I don't know if we're going to be able to sneak in and get those on camera, but we're going to try. And we're taking you with us. So let's go. Alright, we are all checked in. They've moved everyone in economy up to the section at the back of the plane. So we've gone from row 37 to 79.
We've just come through security, and here is our flight on the board, but the gate is going to display at 10:15, so in about half an hour. And we've come up to the gates along the jetty here, and you get an immediate sense of how big A380 is. You really forget how big it is until you're up against it.
Could have cleaned the windows for us, couldn't they?
I know, it's a bit disappointing. You can still see nice and shiny on the body there, but the leading edge of the wings is looking a little bit spattered. I'm not sure what the word is. It almost looks like it's got tape on it. What's that stuff called? Flight tape. Like little squares. It looks a bit pixelated almost.
You're trying to freak me out.
I think we'll be okay. I've just seen a quote on the wall that says, "To travel hopefully is better than to have arrived." It's quite cool.
I'm not sure about that. I see people every day at the airport that are travelling hopefully and don't make it. Would you rather get there?
We are standing by the gate now, and everyone's gathered up, ready to go. Just watch the CEO get on the flight, James Asquith. Even he was selected for extra security check, having his shoes swabbed. Good to see that they're taking security seriously, even with the CEO and owner of the airline. So we're all just hanging around now by gate 36, waiting for boarding call. Obviously, everyone is very excited. So I think pretty much the whole flight is already here. Now it is 5 to 11 and boarding has just started. Obviously we're not going to be departing at 11, but there's still a nice buzz around the gate, and they've just invited business class passengers to board. It's our turn, we're boarding.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Hold on, don't roll away with me. Okay, are we going? We're going down the jet bridge. What a shame, it doesn't have windows. I want to see it right up against that plane.
Just a white wall.
Yeah, but the white wall of the plane rather than the white wall of the jet bridge. Shot out the window, there we go.
Sorry. So it's the same. So the aircraft and then upstairs.
Thank you.
Enjoy your flight.
Looking for you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Global Airlines and HiFly welcome you aboard our flight to New York.
Hi, how are you?
Morning, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Flight mode during the entire
Hi, how are you?
All electronic equipment will be the overhead. Cabin crew immediately.
This is the crew rest here on the left-hand side then. 12 occupant crew rest. Is this us here?
I was going to make
That's my job. It was not global.
On every economy seat, there was a small pillow and a cozy fleece blanket with the Global Airlines logo, along with a certificate celebrating this inaugural flight from Glasgow to JFK, and a very cute menu card. The seats were wide enough at 17.2 inches and had a 32-inch seat pitch, which seemed quite generous.
We are now pushing back the aircraft into our taxiway for departure. We'll be taking off into a northeasterly direction, followed by a left turn as we begin our climb with acceleration towards the Atlantic.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit disappointed that we were moved upstairs into middle seats. I mean, we're lucky this guy over here moved, but it's gonna be really hard to get content out the window if we're not by a window. So takeoff is going to be wildly boring for you because there's going to be no footage. Also, I was just taking photos of adjusting the headrest. So, you know, like messing with the side flappy bits and pushing it up and down. But when I pushed it up, the thing completely came off. And I only have film of it on the phone, so the wrong way around. But I'm going to pop it in here and show you the absolute panic that ensued for me. Carl was convinced he'd be able to get it back on. I was not. I didn't want to get in trouble for breaking a new plane. Try to adjust the headrest.
Oh dear. Let's hope the rest of it can take more abuse. We're just going to have to hold it. We are about 25 minutes into our flight. It's supposed to be takeoff. Very quiet, but then Rosie did point out that we are on the upper deck. The aircraft, the engine noise is quite a way away from us because it's such a huge plane. The crew are busy, I presume, getting food ready in the galley behind us. Just some plain, simple white lighting for takeoff, and so far there hasn't been any adjustments to that. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so the single light that's out over there is really bugging me. We did ask the crew whether we could move downstairs once the flight had taken off and the seatbelt signs had gone off. So we are in a middle row, and we did originally pick our seats downstairs with a window view, but unfortunately we got reseated, and they said I think they're keeping economy passengers up at the upper deck. The other thing that I wanted to point out was that their in-flight entertainment system from China Southern doesn't work. So they have provided a QR code and their own app with a website with a few videos and new releases. We've got Beetlejuice and Lucy's just brought that up for me. Some classic films. Disappointingly, they don't have the A380 tail cam because they don't have the in-flight system working. It's a real shame.
I'm a bit disappointed with the in-flight entertainment because we didn't find out that this was the case until last night. and that there's no power in the seats either. So the only thing I have is a reasonably small phone and not my bigger iPad, and I'm visually impaired. So 6.5 hours watching videos on this is gonna not end well. I'm gonna end up with a bit of eye strain. So it would have been good to know this in advance so I could have prepared properly. Right, let's talk amenity kits, as one of the things that James Asquith is very proud of is the fact that you get one in every single cabin. So everything comes in this pouch with a little kind of leather feel, which is very cute. I like that a lot. We have got an eye mask and earplugs, standard, some socks, a little shoehorn, which is adorable, a pen, a dental kit, which I presume is toothbrush and toothpaste, a wooden comb, I think he's going with the kind of sustainable vibes, a little mirror, which is adorable, hello, and then we come to the toiletries. We've got some eau de toilette, I have to give that a spritz later, but I'm trying not to gas everyone out, a refreshing towel, body lotion, lip balm, and interesting, pulse point oil. I wonder if that's to wake you up or put you to sleep. We'll have to test that out as well. Okay, so I've tested the perfume, the body lotion, and the pulse oil. They are all kind of the same fragrance, kind of I would say it's reasonably masculine. I wish I knew more about fragrance. I'm sure someone on here will know what it's meant to be, or I can Google it and see if I can find it later. But yeah, slightly, I would say a bit too masculine for my taste. But maybe they're going for kind of a unisex vibe. All in all, I'm very impressed with the amenity kit. I really don't know how they're going to keep that up if they have an A380 full of people. They'd have to make the ticket like 50 quid more expensive per person, I think. But for now, I'm very happy.
Just seen the third person on this flight who has managed to inadvertently pull off their headrest. Clearly they don't have clips underneath, so if you lift that headrest up, it's very easy for it to just pop off. It's a little bit fiddly to get back on, but so
I feel
far...
like they should make an announcement to say, stop effing with your headrests.
Okay, let's have a look at these brief bathrooms then. Lights fade out when you come in. Okay, what do we got here? Margaret Dabbs. Very fancy. Exfoliating hand wash. And repairing hand cream. Give those a go in the van. We are quite close to the galley, so we're getting quite a lot of noise from the galley there. Don't think that's supposed to open. It's quite shiny, and this black toilet seat. Classic. Maybe change the habit too. A small thing I've noticed that because a lot of the signs would have previously been written in Chinese, they've been translated into English. There's quite a few sticker marks around the way. Also, there does seem to be some confusing translations. We have closing toilet lid before flushing. Just a few little grammar things, but I'm a stickler for the details.
One of the other things that was very highly publicized about Global Airlines is that everyone would get champagne, no matter
Smelling it, I'm drinking it.
no matter which cabin they were in. We are in economy, and here is our champagne. It's got maybe 4 bubbles left in it. Now, we need to film this for Instagram as well. And as I fear this is going to be the only glass, we're just going to leave you recording as we do some social media. But, you know, I just wanted to make sure that everyone sees us do our champagne slammer in honor of our illustrious leader, Mr. Asquith. Champagne slammer time! That was far too easy.
That was not a challenge.
More, please. Okay, I definitely thought that was going to be more of a struggle, but that was like a big shot.
Yeah.
Do you think if we look pleadingly at them, they'll give us another one? Pretend to spill it.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Yeah, so that was champagne. Apparently Laurent Perrier is what it was meant to be. We haven't seen the bottle, so I don't know.
I don't think that tastes like Laurent Perrier.
No, isn't that more lemony normally?
Yeah, I thought so. I will ask. Yeah.
Look at us pretending we're connoisseurs.
Yeah. It's just what you say, isn't it? No,
Yeah.
that's not Laurent Perrier.
Oh,
darling.
no. I haven't got aftertaste of citrus. No.
We have to talk about this noise. I'm not sure what it is. We're on the back row, so obviously there's going to be a bit of noise coming from the galley. But this, and
some-
hopefully the mic is cancelling out some of this, but it almost sounds like a hand dryer.
I know.
Maybe you're hearing that. It's pretty loud. Are we back? Yeah. It's pretty loud. Sounds like it's coming from over there. I can't work out what it is. It's quite distracting.
I'd really struggle if I was trying to sleep. Basically, I think what we're saying is row 79 is not it. You can't see out the window at all. There's this noisy thing. At least the scenes recline here. I know a lot of planes, the last row doesn't recline, but this one does. But yeah, I wish we could trade. So even in economy, we've got a pretty decent drinks menu. There's a selection of 2 whites, 2 reds, and a rosé in terms of wine. And then we've got like vodka, gin, bourbon, whiskey, tequila, armagnac, oh hello, regular rum, spiced rum, port, and would you know it, what is this, Cotswolds cream liqueur. Now I'm going to have that because I don't know what that is. Maybe it's for dessert? Lunch has arrived, and very nicely they let me have some more champagne, so that's a good start. For the official starter, we all have a mini caprese salad, so tomato, mozzarella, and maybe a lone basil leaf. We'll find out if there's anything else at the bottom. Oh, salad dressing, of course. Bread roll and some butter. It's freezing cold as ever, so I'll pop that between my thighs to warm that up in a minute. But normally I put it up on the foil of this, but I forgot and took the foil off already. Then I've ordered the chicken. Herb chicken ballotine with confit garlic, crushed onion potatoes, baby seasonal vegetables, and a thyme jus. I could smell that thyme when they were cooking it, so I'm excited about this. And to finish off with, everyone has citrus tart with lavender. So the potatoes are quite nice. I'm very much enjoying the potatoes. The chicken is quite dry. I mean, it's mass catering chicken, and it's a ballotine, so it doesn't really have much fat to keep it moist. So fair enough. Sadly, most of the veggies that come with it are spring onions, and I ordered this one because I don't like onion. So that's a bit disappointing for me, but that's personal preference. Salad looks good, fact.
Tastes good. I thought I would show you a little bit more what it looks like when it comes. All of the little pouches come with wrap on them, but I have gone for the fish, which is pan-fried sea bass with dill-scented potatoes, braised fennel, wilted greens, charred onion, and fish fillet. So the potatoes are nice. Fish has got a good skin on it, but it's a little bit dry. The dish overall could do with a little bit more moisture in it, I think. There is supposed to be a fish fillet in here. I think maybe that's it underneath there. It's a little bit drier than I would like it as a dish, but pretty good taste overall, actually. I'm quite surprised. I just want to say about the bread, which I forgot to mention. Bread is kind of quite light and airy. A little bit stale, as plain bread it always is, but the butter's really nice. Nederland Farm butter, very nice. And then I wanted to mention about the drinks, actually. On the drinks page, it talks about the different wines, soft drinks, beers, and spirits. I could see the wine on the trolley, could see most of the soft drinks, saw a couple of beers being passed around. When I asked for a rum and Coke, and unfortunately he said, "Oh, I'll have to ask about that. That's a cocktail." And I said, "Oh, the rum is a cocktail." And he said, "Yeah, it's in the other cabin." So he sort of was implying that he would go and get it, but I just said I'll just have the Coke. And then he offered, as Rosie was having some champagne, he offered if I wanted a glass of champagne as well. I just thought it was quite strange that they don't have any of the spirits on the trolley, because they've listed them as alongside the wines, the spirits, the soft drinks, they're all there. I get there's limited space on the trolley, but I'm also surprised if nobody else asks for a spirit. But that's what it was.
So investigating dessert, this is lemon curd. These are crushed lavender meringues, which are very nice, but I'm going to be very uncouth now and try the tart. So, starter, very nice. Could have done with a touch of salt, but I think that would probably mess up the tomatoes if you were like not doing it fresh. And dessert, very nice. Top marks for the dessert. The main, not great. Did you score yours?
Wait. Forgot. I mean the camera. I think that's maybe a 7. So really, like, as I got into this dish, well, I haven't finished it yet, but as I got into it, the different flavors from the vegetables and the fish itself, very good. And as saucy as I initially thought it was a bit dry, but actually it's saucy enough. So I'm happy.
He likes it saucy.
Fifth and sixth. All struggling with their headrests. Seems like in-flight maintenance happening here. Also, we worked out that the sound that we could hear is actually one of the toilets at the rear.
Did stop for a little while, but is back.
Yeah, it's kind of sounds like it's flushing constantly. You know that loud sucking noise that you get when you flush an airplane toilet.
Slightly concerned someone's going to go in there, sit on the toilet, and
not come out.
get flung into oblivion.
But yeah, I guess we kind of tuned it out for a while, and then it stopped, and it was nice and quiet again, and now it's back, and we're back being disturbed by it.
I have not at all tuned it out, and if I was trying to sleep right now, I'd be at the point of murder.
Yeah.
Especially because usually, like my in-ear headphones that cut out the noise, they're what I use on the in-flight entertainment. So I was expected to use the 3.5mm jack, and that's what I would have in to like cut the plane noise out. But because that's not working, all I have is AirPods.
Yeah.
And firstly, they're not noise cancelling. And secondly, I live in paranoia that I'm going to lose one. So I can't use them to sleep with. I mean, I have had them pop out my ear on previous flights. So,
Yeah.
Good.
The crew have just been through the cabin and offered people tea, coffee, and juice as they cleared away the trays, and we decided to ask for a couple of things. So we got quite a large bag of proper corn, salted caramel popcorn, and Ollie's salted pretzels. Quite impressed at the size of those. We're not sure if the seat is reclining properly or not. Seems to.
Well, the first 10 times I tried it, it popped straight back up. It seems to be questionable. I'm going to lie down for a quick nap.
4.5 hours into the flight, and we are now on to our dinner service. The starter is a superfood salad with buckwheat groats, pickled cauliflower, shaved broccoli, edamame, which I love, and parsley and citrus dressing. I have gone for the main butternut tortellini. Butternut. No, I haven't. I've gone beef.
Yep.
Did I ask for beef?
Nope.
No, I asked for. Okay.
That's why it came in a red wrapper. It's the red meat option.
Yeah,
I thought
that's a bit confusing, isn't it?
Ha!
Thought I was going to get the butternut squash tortellini there.
Fucked it up.
Oh well. And then the dessert at the back there is a chocolate cremeux with chocolate soil and honeycomb in a little pot on the side. We also got drinks, so I had a Coke Zero to try and keep me awake. So I spoke to the crew to try and ask them if they could have my butternut squash tortellini. Unfortunately, they took it away and said, yeah, of course. And then they came back, unfortunately, they'd run out. which I guess is always the peril of your airline choice of meal. It's not always going to be there.
Especially when you're in the back row.
It does feel like that is a peril of sitting on the back row. But we have some Cornish, what is it called? Cornish cream liqueur to make, well, not to make up for it, just to supplement it, I guess. Probably goes very well with beef, actually.
One of the things you might have noticed, especially from things like the safety card, is that this flight is actually operated by a company called HiFly. They are a Portuguese / Maltese charter company. So actually, kind of all the crew and the safety stuff is all HiFly. The crew have been absolutely lovely. They are all, I think, Portuguese, and they've taken very good care of us. So top marks on that front. Obviously, this isn't how most people start. I've got an AirPod in. I forgot about that. How most people start an airline. So there have been a lot of comments online about Global Airlines and how it's started, about the founder. But you know what? He started Holiday Swap, and that's a legit business. And I'm sitting on a plane, and it's at least branded Global Airlines. Obviously, most entrepreneurs, if they're starting an airline, they'll lease a few planes and run those over maybe like a summer, like charters kind of thing. I guess that's kind of what he's done, but he bought the plane and is running it with a charter crew. He doesn't have his own air operating certificate yet, but I think that these are going to help kind of boost the company and the startup, and I see good things. I mean, there are things like the amenity kit, 2 full meals, everyone in economy getting champagne. I don't think that will last, because I don't think you can run a profitable airline with that unless you're, charging crazy amounts of money. And in such a competitive route like transatlantic, I don't think you can charge that kind of money. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this progresses, because I know I've been in a bit of a stropper, but it has been a decent flight. He founded the airline in 2019, which, as we know, was not a great year to do anything in travel, because immediately the world closed. Then he bought this plane in 2023, and it does take an awful lot of work to bring a defunct aircraft back to life. I mean, take the ones that Virgin had to reclaim from the desert, for example. It took a long time to get those back into fighting shape. At the moment, they have 2 A380s, and they are planning to have 4. So this is the one that they've got flying at the moment. The other is, I think, just holed up in a hangar somewhere. And I know James Asquith has big plans about redesigning the cabins, and he had a post up the other day saying, like, it takes time, designing, manufacturing, I don't know. Maybe they've come up with some amazing idea that needs patenting too. But that all does take time, so they've just kind of refitted this one for now. I think mostly for, promotional purposes, maybe. We had a perfectly smooth landing, but obviously not being by the window, we didn't really have much to film. So here's us heading down the jet bridge. So in conclusion, the boarding in Glasgow wasn't great, but I'm aware that that's ground handling rather than Global Airlines itself. The food in economy was pretty decent. The starter and the dessert were both delicious. It was a shame about the dry chicken, but Carl's fish was great. And it was a bit weird when he asked for rum that it was a bit of a struggle. They also definitely need to do a bit of work on the engineering side on some of the seats. Seat covers were coming loose, my recline didn't work, and you saw how many people popped off that headrest. The in-flight entertainment being on your own device is fine for now, but I think most people really would prefer it on the screen in front. Having seen some other reviews from people who were sitting in business class and first class, there was a lot of opinion that things were overpromised and underdelivered. However, the only things he really promised for people in economy were champagne and amenity kits, and we got both of those and they were great. So actually, maybe the way forward is to fly in economy. I'll be able to compare it on the way back, as we are, I think, going to be traveling in business. If you want to check it out, then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ding the bell to be notified when we publish the next one.
I see a light, and we can